The final two episodes of The Witch unfold with intense emotions and revelations. Episode 9 begins with Majin at home, looking at a gift from Dong Jin, a small SD card. As she checks the photos on it, she finds images of a house and a video featuring Dae-yun. Dae-yun recalls her childhood memories, reflecting on how she and her friends used to play happily. She admits that she regrets calling Majin a witch in the past and apologizes for her words. Majin, listening to her confession, becomes emotional and starts crying. Meanwhile, police officer Young and his colleague Ami track down the boy who attacked Yang. They discover that he logged into his account from a PC cafe. As they approach him, he notices them and tries to escape. A chase ensues, and though he attempts to fight back using a glass bottle, Young successfully apprehends him. This victory earns Young praise from his colleagues. Later, he visits Yang's mother at the hospital, informing her that the perpetrator has been caught. Relieved, she finally breathes a sigh of relief. At the gym, Young is working out when a female colleague congratulates him on his upcoming transfer and even offers him a drink, revealing that she likes him. Meanwhile, Se-ri, a determined investigator, meets Young and questions him about Dong Jin's whereabouts. Young last spoke to him a week ago but becomes increasingly concerned when he realizes that Dong Jin has been unreachable. Se-ri suggests filing a missing person report, but Young hesitates, believing his friend might just be busy. Young starts investigating on his own, visiting Dong Jin's former workplace, only to learn that he resigned 5 months ago, stating he had something important to do. Young tracks down his apartment and learns that Dong Jin had insisted on renting the place despite initial reluctance from the owner. Further inquiries lead him to discover that Dong Jin worked as a delivery man. Young continues his search and even speaks to a chairman whom Dong Jin had approached for employment. The chairman mentions that Dong Jin had asked him to hire someone a few days ago, but he has no further information. As Young explores Dong Jin's room, he finds books and notes with Ma Jin's name. He recalls that in a previous episode, Dong Jin had deliberately included Ma Jin's name in certain records. Suddenly, Dong Jin's phone rings. Young picks up, and it's Se-ri on the other end, frustrated that she had to contact Young to reach Dong Jin. Young, realizing something is seriously wrong, tells Se-ri that they need to meet. Together, they try accessing Dong Jin's laptop but fail to unlock it. As they investigate further, they find clues leading them to Ma Jin's location. Se-ri points to a window, showing Young where Ma Jin resides. They also discover a phrase written on a mirror, "Sign on you." This gives Young an idea, and he enters "Sign on you" as a username on Dong Jin's laptop. He manages to unlock it after recalling past memories and enters the correct password. Inside, he finds Dong Jin's personal records, detailing his experiences as he tried to reach Ma Jin. Young then comes across Dong Jin's outfit from the day he last saw Ma Jin and begins to suspect that something sinister may have happened to his friend. He tells Se-ri that he needs to meet Ma Jin, but she tries to stop him, warning him of the dangers involved. She explains that Ma Jin isolates herself from the world to prevent hurting others. Young ignores her warning and files an official missing person report for Dong Jin. Later that night, Young watches over Se-ri as she falls asleep. He gently covers her with a blanket, but their peace is interrupted when an alarm rings, coming from Dong Jin's phone. Young spots Ma Jin leaving her place and follows her. He finds her feeding stray cats and hesitates before finally approaching her. Sensing his presence, Ma Jin becomes cautious and asks who he is. Young introduces himself as a police officer and reassures her that she doesn't need to be afraid. He requests to talk to her, but their conversation is brief. Young realizes that he has unknowingly broken all the rules associated with interacting with a witch. He revealed his name, came within 10 meters of her, and exchanged more than 10 sentences. Young finally confronts Ma Jin, saying that he understands why people who get close to her end up suffering. He also acknowledges that he, more than anyone else, understands the weight of this truth. Meanwhile, Se-ri wakes up and realizes that Young is missing. She checks Dong Jin's laptop and finds detailed records of incidents surrounding Young, revealing that he, too, is a witch. The data includes a case where Yane was attacked after Jung spoke to her, confirming that bad things happen to people around him. Jung walks alone on the street, reflecting on how he has broken all the rules. A motorbike speeds past him, but unlike others, he remains unharmed, because he is already a witch. Se-ri, looking through the window, spots Jung and rushes outside, calling his name. She tells him that she now understands why Dong Jin left a message for him and that she knows exactly what he is. In the final episode, Jung visits Se-ri and apologizes, admitting that everything that happened was his fault. He also mentions that he plans to leave soon. Yane stops him, revealing that she recently met Dong Jin. She assures Jung that he shouldn't blame himself, as she never fully met the conditions that would have placed her in danger. Later, Jung and his colleagues see the woman who had given him a drink earlier. She now has an injury on her leg. When asked what happened, she lies and says she fell. However, the truth is clear. She got hurt simply because she got too close to Jung. Jung finally visits Majin, who is at home, looking at photos from Australia, a place she has always wanted to visit. When Jung knocks, she opens the door, and he introduces himself as Dong Jin's friend. He hands her a file that Dong Jin had compiled over the past 10 years, proving that she is not a witch. Majin reviews the data but sees errors in it, realizing that Dong Jin may not have succeeded in proving his hypothesis. As she remembers her last conversation with Dong Jin, she recalls that he wanted to meet her despite the risks. Jung tells her that Dong Jin disappeared while trying to reach her, but she might have an idea where he could be. She recollects their final moments, where he had assured her that she was not at fault and had risked everything just to tell her that. Jung takes Majin to Dong Jin's old residence, where she sees his belongings. Jung reveals that Dong Jin had always watched over her from a distance, even though it was against the rules. He also unlocks Dong Jin's laptop and tells Majin that Dong Jin wasn't trying to prove whether she was a witch. He was searching for a way to love her despite everything. Majin finally understands what this means. She goes through Dong Jin's interviews with children who had encountered witches before. She sees how all the incidents that happened followed the same pattern. Once someone completes all the conditions, they are doomed. But Dong Jin had taken that risk willingly. As the episode concludes, Jung and Se-ri have a heartfelt conversation. She asks if he likes her, and although he hesitates, she tells him that she'll figure it out on her own. She later boards a bus, leaving Jung lost in thought. Before the bus departs, he realizes that she is in danger and calls her, telling her to get off at the next stop, promising that he will protect her no matter what. Se-ri, seeing him running after the bus, gets off and runs into his arms. Jung tells her to stay with him, and she agrees. The story ends with Majin and Dong Jin finally together. She asks if they will be okay, to which he reassures her that even though they are different, that doesn't mean they can't be happy. With this, the drama concludes with a heartwarming and satisfying ending.